too. As a matter of fact, you
Now,
know
your
that
uncle was
Edison's husband.
Mom's
Not a sister.
sister's husband.
Right. He
Edith.
barely made a living. He
Right.
always lived on handouts and all that.
Right.
So anyway, I decided I'd go back to bakery.
Right.
I went back to bakery. There was like private agencies, on the corner. No office like now. They had a saloon on Delancey and Norfolk Street.
Well, I remember even when I was a kid, it probably was the same thing.
That's
Check
the
me if
one.
I'm wrong.
Right.
That each special trade, the
Yeah.
bakers
Yeah.
had a corner.
Right.
Wasn't it a corner?
Right, right.
And if you're looking for a job, you came to that corner in New
Yeah,
York.
but that was the non-union. The union had offices.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
the non-union.
So you went to the corner to find
to
a
the corner
job.
to get a job, but he could give you a job out of the city in a country town.
Yeah. How much did he clip you for that then?
So, not much. Whatever you can give me was a chicken.
No.
Yeah,
no.
you
So
gave him
it
a
wasn't a standard fee then.
Not a standard fee. You gave
Yeah.
him you gave him $1.
So where'd you get a job working in the
So
bakery?
he gave
then?
me a job that time. Oh, he gave me a job in Spring Valley, I guess it was.
Oh, yeah.
All the way down Spring Valley. And that was later. I was married already that time.
Well, after pants manufacturing.
I worked
remember
by
where you
pants quite a while,
Oh, did you?
yeah, and I saw there's no end to it,
But
and I'm
when you say quite a while, roughly how long? do you
well, I don't know, quite a time.
Yeah.
I figured there's no limit and there's no future, so I gave it up. I
Mhm.
want to get married, and I went around that time with Mom.
No, you really had a steady girlfriend at that.
Steady girlfriend. I figured, well, the only time I can make a good living is in bakery.
Now you knew Mom in Europe, didn't you?
Of course, I knew Mom. She came to our house very little though because she was away. But Fradala was in the house,
Which is Mom's youngest sister.
Mom's youngest sister.
Going back in your memory, what is the youngest that you remember Mom in Europe? How old were you, or how old was she? She's 2 years younger.
Sure. She was only. She was a very young girl.
How old? Going way back. How
I don't
old do you
know.
remember?
I don't know.
Only-
13, she was about 10 years old.
Only when your stepfather came into the picture.
Yeah,
is that?
she was
I
about
see.
10 years old.
I see.
Sure.
Mhm.
But she didn't stay with us.
So in actuality, then you married your stepsister.
My own stepsister.
And you were going steady at that time, and you got a job in Spring Valley.
I had an eye on her. She was a very good-looking kid.
She
I don't
sure
have to-
was.
I don't
I'll
have to
agree
tell
with
you that.
I'll agree with that.
She was a very good-looking girl,
Right.
and I figured, you're on, and I gonna.
Yeah.
So,
So you know who she was.
And I figured, well, that's for me.
So anyhow, from Spring Valley, you went where?
Spring Valley, I don't remember. I quit.
Was that when you went to Landau or not?
Oh yeah, I went to Landau first. That's right. When I quit that time, the tailor business,
Right.
and I went to that agent,
Right.
and he sent me to Landau.
I see.
See, and as if nature would want it, he sent me to Landau to work. And that was also, as they call it, a foreman and a second hand. Well, I was a second hand. I had to take second hand.
And that was non-union, way here in Stamford,
Alice,
Connecticut.
Non-union.
Right.
Non-union. Even till today, there's no union.
Right.
Well, anyway, who do you think worked there? He knew I was a good worker, so he also came that time to that corner to look for a helper, for another baker.
Right.
Who do you think it was? My former boss that gave me a kick in the Hinton.
Really?
For the $2.
Really?
Yeah, he went bankrupt in his business or something.
And he was looking for a job
He
himself.
closed up, and he worked in Orlando. He worked by
Oh,
Orlando.
he worked with you,
With
side
me,
by
he
side.
worked as a head man with another man. The other man quit.
Was he decent to you at that time?
Well, he better be decent because he wasn't for him on his own. It's
Because
different.
and then you were recognized.
Not
as a
only was
full-fledged
decent,
baker.
but I was that time a good baker. And as I worked by Orlando, they saw that I am more of a mensch than he is.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Really?
So he worked. He knew that I was that time looking for a job, and he took me out with him to go to work with him by Orlando. Oh, we worked quite a while, and then I don't know what happened. He quit or so, and I took his job as the head man by Orlando. Foreman by Orlando. And that's what it is.
Well, how long after you came to Stamford did you get married?
Oh, to Stamford?
Yeah. Because
well, I believe only 1 year. I came to Stamford in 1915.
Right.
I got married in 1916.
So you got married in 1960.
Yeah, only 1 year.
So 6 years after you came to this country, you got married.
6 years after I came to this country, and you can imagine a youngster what I didn't go through in those 6 years, including learning the English language, reading and writing, going to night school, everything else.
Now, did you actually go to night school very much? I can't see where you
Couldn't
found
be very
the
much.
time.
I only went to night school those days that I learned the trade, the tailor business.
The pants making.
Yeah, pants making. I didn't have to work nights, so
Right,
in the
I see.
evening.
I see.
That time I used to go night school.
So that was the whole extent of your American education.
Right, that was I learned a little bit in night school, and I appreciated it, and I guess I acquired it.
Now, I remember you and Mom mentioned that you lived on Liberty Street. Now, was that when
yeah.
you were working by Lando?
Right.
At Lando's?
Right.
And that was Mrs. Spina's house, right?
Mrs. Spina. We got married, and we actually lived with Tantalina partners on Ann Street.
Oh, on Ann Street.
The biggest
Which is up the west side of Stamford, too, right?
West side of Stamford today, it's so deteriorated. Of course, some people still live there, colored people. And we lived that time with Tantalina. She also got married, I believe, 3 months before us or something like that.
And I remember you were saying that following European and Jewish tradition and sentiment, she was your older sister,
right.
And you just felt that you shouldn't get married before her.
100%. Make sure she gets married before me.
And so, in order to accomplish that, what happened?
You're right. So, in order to accomplish that, I saw to it. I was successful to see that they married before me.
Who's they?
Well, Mrs. Lando's brother, Ichik Knop.
Oh, in other words,
that was her brother.
You were introduced to Mrs. Lando's brother.
Oh, yeah, we worked together.
Your employer's brother.
That's right. When he quit.
And you had him sized up as a good prospective husband for your older sister.
Oh, that's out of this world. He was a very nice fellow. You know that. You know
right.
him.
Oh, sure.
And I see you would make a good husband for my sister.
Right.
I wanted to get married myself.
Right.
So how am I going to get married before my sister? It doesn't look good.
Right.
So anyway, I whenever I went to see my girl, I took him along to see his girl, my sister.
I see.
And as time went on, I talked them in. It's time to get married or time to get engaged, or something like that. I said, I'll tell you what you do. I'm going to get engaged. I'll buy an engagement ring for my girl. You buy for your girl. I managed it.
You're really calling the shots, Sam.
Honest to goodness, yeah. It's ask Mom, unbelievable. But he knew that he trusted me. He knew that I mean for his good.
Right.
And at the same time for my sister's good.
Right.
So I went with him to Clyman. You heard of Clyman at that time. As a matter of fact, I think you carried...
Absolutely, yeah. I bought an engagement ring for my girl.
Right. I went to Clyman and bought an engagement ring for Tantalina at that time.
Right.
First. And... he gave an engagement ring. Then I don't remember, of course.
Clyman was a family friend, and I guess other people in the family had bought rings from him too.
Oh, yeah.
So that he was known and trusted.
Sure. I believe the whole family of our Grace and Feige, I think. I went.
Well, what kind of a wedding did you have? Was it a big one then?
Our wedding?
Yeah.
We had a wedding in Kennan Street in the house. Friday afternoon. I didn't have even a day off when I got married.
You didn't
Friday
have
night you don't work, so I got married Friday afternoon.
You didn't have a honeymoon?
I had no honeymoon. I had not even a night off.
You had to get back to work.
I got back to work because we got married Friday afternoon, and I told my boss, I said, Saturday, we used to start at work 12 o'clock noon, Saturday noon. I says, well, maybe you can do a little work for me or something. I can come in a couple hours later after the wedding.
Lando.
Yeah. Maybe he says, well, yes, I think I can do that. In the meantime, we went to Stamford, and lived in N Street, with Lena.
Right.
Sure enough, at my muzzle, not only I could come in a couple hours later, but he sent over one of his kids or something to my apartment, to N Street. That is very short, and this should start an hour earlier to work.
Oh, my.
So not only I came into a little later, but I had to start my work an hour earlier. That was my honeymoon.
That was your wedding present?
Well, it was my wedding present.
Incidentally, did he give you a wedding present?
I don't remember. Mom remembers better.
Yeah,
very little. I don't remember. So, I got married Friday late in the afternoon. Saturday, 11 o'clock in the morning, I was at work.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Now, from Ann Street, you went to your own apartment then
From
on
N
Liberty
Street,
Street?
that's right. Then we
And this
went,
is where Ethel was born.
yeah, we N Street, yeah, that
How
time.
long did you-
Two-family house.
How long did you live in Liberty Street? Do you remember?
We lived quite a while. It was a nice, also a cold apartment. You had to heat the apartment with
It
a
was a black
cold
kitchen stove.
Yeah,
I
black
remember
kitchen
that,
stove,
sure.
burned with coal.
Right.
So goddamn cold in that house. That was
Now,
impossible.
from Liberty Street, you moved